you for being here at today's Economic Development meeting. I'd like to recognize our mayor, Mayor Omar Ochoa, and those of you in the audience, thank you for joining us. I'd like to call this meeting to order. It is now 5:30 p.m., and I'd like to get started by asking Raudel to do a roll call.
Good evening. Aaron Rivera.
Present.
Richard Gonzalez.
Present.
Sandra Alanis.
Present.
Mark Moran.
Present.
Jerry Lozano.
Present.
Veronica Gonzalez is out of town. Homer Hassel Jr.
Present.
We have quorum, sir.
Thank you. Okay, seeing that we have quorum, I call the meeting to order and ask that we stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We move to item 2, certification of public notice. Raudel, was this meeting posted properly?
This meeting was posted in accordance with the Open Meetings Act outside of City Hall on July 14th, 5 o'clock.
Thank you. Let's move on to item 3, disclosure of conflict of interest.
Good afternoon. As a reminder, under Texas law, board members must disclose any conflicts of interest and abstain from related discussion or voting on that matter. At this time, are there any conflicts to disclose?
No.
Thank you.
Moving on to item 4, public comments. Samantha, do we have any public comments? You don't? Okay, thank you. Next item, number 5, presentations. Item A, presentation by the Edinburg Chamber of Commerce on Texas Cookum 2026. I believe we have Ronnie. I'd like to welcome Ronnie Larelde, President of Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Ronnie, for being here.
Wait, I'm not that tall. Good evening, board members. Ronnie Larelde, Executive Director of the Edinburg Chamber and Explore Edinburg. I want to thank you guys for having me today and do just a slight presentation. Obviously, I still have the sunburn from Texas Cookum that happened July 4th, so I just kind of want to thank you guys on behalf of the board. Thank you for your continued support of this event. Another remarkable year, obviously not possible without the support of the Edinburg EDC and our City of Edinburg and the entire staff and a lot of our business communities, businesses in Edinburg and organization. I know a lot of y'all own businesses yourself and have contributed in many ways, not only this event, but other events. So I did want to tip my hat to everyone here and the business owners who helped put on quality of life events for the City of Edinburgh, especially this one that really digs deep into the community and is our biggest one-day event, if you sit there and look at it, in the City of Edinburgh. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and start with this quick video highlight of the event. Of course, this happened July 4th, and then I'll go back with a couple of bullet points that just to recap the event.
I'm seeing the photos right now, but question is, did you bring any fajitas by any chance? No?
Sandra already beat you to that. No, I did not, but we'll make sure we arrange something at another time. Definitely.
It looked like a great event. Congratulations again.
Appreciate it. So just to kind of based off that, right? The event welcomed an estimated, and this is based off of crowd captured images and based on the fire marshal's office going by square footage around each person. 15,306 attendees, making it the largest celebration in the 20-year history. So that's approximately about a 20% increase from last year's event. So of course the event, featured the SCA and CBA championship cook-off. The overall champion was Danny Loera from Incognito from the San Juan area. The CBA grand champion Elias Quiroz from Edinburgh, and CBA reserve grand champion Santiago Bernal SPG Deep South Barbecue from Mercedes. Also Kids Cook-'em, we were able to bring in 36 young pitmasters. That was presented by HEB as well. Reed Breeden actually from Bandera, him and his family came down, and Brianna Cardenas here of Edinburgh each won a golden ticket to compete in Dallas. And of course our steak challenge winner also goes to compete at the World Championships in Dallas as well. So our community impact, we were able to partner up with HEB and their Education Foundation and University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, where we've increased the scholarships to student veteran scholarships, awarding 5 veterans from UTRGV that totaled $12,500. So this making it the most that we presented at this event of course, on our behalf. The event was made possible, of course, by the City of Edinburgh, the Edinburgh EDC, Explore Edinburgh, HEB, and many businesses that help contribute to this event. So obviously I talked about the attendees as far as an economic impact, and we'll go more into detail. We plan to make another presentation next month to talk more about in the whole scope of things. Obviously this is real fresh, but we'll be partnering up with our friends at UTRGV and SCI and the Economic Data Center there. But these numbers supported, we had 48 vendors, which doubled the amount of vendors that we had last year. We're still getting surveys from our vendors that are letting us know how much they spent and also how much they made. Of course, we're hoping that they share all that information with us. And we also had 100 volunteers whose contribution helped procure a safe and successful event. We generated $132,000 in sponsorship investment from the community. So it tells you how much, obviously your contribution was huge to the success, but another portion of the business community did help put this event on. And we invested approximately $180,000 into this event itself. This includes, on top of the sponsorship, with the investments made by our cooks, our vendors, items being sold. And so according to our IFEA, the national average of demographics, despite this being free, the average attendee spends about $60 to $65 per day on food and beverages at a festival. So even based on 1/3 of this event, attendees could have spent as much as $306,120 on just this event alone. And so that's indicating one parent spending $60 at our event. So, which is kind of low if you think of what's happening right now in the economy. But like I said, we'll get you more detailed information at that. So in conclusion, obviously this is a great event. Just to kind of put in perspective, we have about 26,000 attendees this past Fiesta Edinburgh on a 4-day event. So having 15,000 on a 1-day event is huge. And those that were there, you saw the crowd. It was a lot bigger than last year, and it's become a great event, quality of life event that people come from outside our city to enjoy this type of event, but it also helps businesses and employers and employees looking at moving to new cities. Quality of life is just a huge thing, and this is one event that does separate us from other cities. And we, of course, love to say we're the city of festivals, and this is one event that you can't turn away from, especially for the 4th of July weekend. So I wanted to come here and just give a few snippets on behalf of the board, all our volunteers, and of course, we have great partnership with Mr. Garza and the entire team here. that extends beyond this event. And we hope to continue those partnerships. And like I said, we can't do it. This is a three-way team: the EDC, the city, the chamber. I like to call it a relay, where we all play key legs and crucial to the city. So once again, thank you for your continued support. And if you have any questions, I would be happy to
Thank
answer.
you, Ronnie. And I know that, I've been hearing a lot. I know in the past years, Mercedes always had a big barbecue event that they had. Well, Edinburgh's up there with it. And I have a friend of mine that came and competed from Brownsville to Edinburgh. And so now it's an event that a lot of people look forward to coming. Not only the citizens of Edinburgh enjoy it, but I think people from all over the valley get to visit us and they get to see Edinburgh. And that's what it's all about. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Video?
Oh.
All right.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Next item is number 6, agenda items. Item A, consider and take action on approval of minutes for the regular board meeting held on January 13th, 2026. The minutes are in your packet and should have been read. If there are no changes, can I get a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye or raise your right hand. Opposed, motion passes. Next item is item B, presentation of the year-to-date financial report ending on June 30th, 2026. Radev, can you talk a little about this?
Yes, sir. Not as enticing as that ribeye that kept staring at my face in that screen, but I'll talk about the financials that are in your packet, starting with the balance sheet. The balance sheet shows our total assets at $46,665,974. Of that, we have cash and cash equivalents of slightly over $14 million, and then restricted cash and cash equivalents of slightly over $800,000, and investments of almost $10 million. And I'll get into those investments in just a bit on the next item. Current liabilities for this year is at $634,673. Our fund balance is at, we have restricted funds for capital projects at about $7.5 million. For debt service at about $2.5 million. Other notes receivables and property acquisitions of about $19 million, and then unrestricted fund balance of $16.3 million. On the next sheet, you have your monthly budget activity report. This is going through 9 months, so that's 75% of the budget of the fiscal year. And we have our total revenue so far year-to-date of almost $7.7 million, which is at 73%. So we're slightly under last year in terms of revenue. And then on expenditures overall, our total expenditures of $5.194 million is at 33% of the budget. So we have a lot of cushion so far in our expenditures, because we have some big capital projects that are on the budget that have not been expended thus far. So that's looking really, really good. The next report has your cash balances, and it's a supplementary information that shows unrestricted cash at $9.5 million, and then other cash that's in interest-bearing accounts. So a total of $14.7 million in total restricted cash. The next page shows our sales tax revenues report, which shows that overall year-to-date we're down $383,000 from last year, but last year had an anomaly in terms of there was 1 month where the Comptroller's Office had done some audits, and we had a big windfall. And so if you really take that number out, we are pretty much at projected increase, which is about 3% over last year in terms of our revenues. So that's our monthly report in terms of just the financials. If there's any questions on that, I'd be glad to answer them.
Anybody have any questions? No? Okay. That being said, we're going to move on to item C, presentation of quarterly investment report ending on June 30th, 2026. Can you let us know a little bit about this also?
So our investment report shows that we have $9,886,372.16 in our beginning balance as of the end of the June 30th quarter. We earned through Techstar almost $90,000. So our ending balance is $9.975 million. And that's basically about a 3.62% yield on our funds over the last quarter. So very conservative. We do that on purpose to make sure that our funds are in a safe spot, but continuing to grow in a positive direction as well. And then the following pages show the detail in terms of the funds. So we still have some monies from the 2021, 2019 bonds that we're going to be using for a couple of the projects that we're working on right now. One being the Workforce Resource Center, Ebony Hills project, and then the other one, some of the transit center improvements as well. And that's it for my report.
Okay, thank you for that update. And moving on to item number 7, executive session. We have several projects in executive session. Can I have a motion to enter executive session?
So moved.
Second, all in favor, signify by raising your right hand. Opposed? We are entering executive session at 5:49 p.m. Thank you. Okay, we are now entering into open session. The time is 7:46 p.m. Can I have a motion to enter into open session?
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes. Before we move on, I need to correct on the record, the motion passed earlier to approve the minutes. I mistakenly said the month of January. The minutes before the board were July minutes. The record should reflect that the board approved the July minutes. Is there any objection to that correction?
No.
And can I have a motion?
Moved.
Second.
Okay. All right, now we are gonna move on, and I need a motion to approve items 7A2, 7A6, 7A7 as discussed in executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. All those opposed, motion passes. Alrighty, and at this time, at 7:47 p.m., we are ending our meeting. Thank you. I need a motion, please.
Second.
All right, we are ending it, right.
Technically, because I just did a parliamentary procedure, as long as there's no objection.